What is going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Quinn's Ball Sports. And today it is a very important episode, as we will be doing our MLB playoff picks. Now, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but the last 3 times that the MLB postseason has started, I've predicted the World Series champion the last 3 years. I picked the Cubs in 16. I picked the Astros in 17. And I picked the Red Sox last year. So, if I pick your team, you're welcome. If they lose, my bad. So, we have our wild card games, our DSs, our CSs, and then the WS. Now, a lot of you might be wondering, Quincy, you're a Cubs fan. Why are you wearing an A's hat? Well, okay, so my favorite team is the Cubs. If you don't want to hear this, you can just skip past. My favorite team is the Cubs, and they were sadly eliminated. But I consider myself an A's fan. I like to root for the A's. I root for the A's every single game, unless they're playing the Cubs. I went to Cubs-A's game, rooted for the Cubs. Joe Madden just got fired. They might get David Ross as their head coach. That's just a whole nother bag of apples we will not go into today. But I do consider myself an A's fan. I will be doing... I'll try to announce this. I will be doing a full game stream for the AL wildcard. I will not be doing a full game stream for the NL wildcard because I do have my own baseball game. But if it's close in like the late innings, I'll try to do a live stream. Live streams will be coming as often as I can make them. And last year, I did a full game stream for all 7 games of the World Series. So, full game streams will be coming for the wildcard games. Full game streams will probably be coming for Game 5 of the DSs or Game 7s of the CSs. Just expect a lot of streams. I love streaming, especially baseball content. Kind of falling off of the baseball content this year, but we're going to make it up for you with a banger postseason. We will be doing an individual preview for each series. So I'm pretty sure we'll do the wild card previews later today. That's something you guys can look forward to. And then we'll do the DS previews, just a bunch of baseball content. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Now let's get to the picks. Our first game coming tomorrow, which is Tuesday, is the Brewers and Nationals. It will be Scherzer starting for the Nationals, and I don't really know who's going to be starting for the Brewers. They're probably going to do that opener, bullpen sort of thing. Hader, Jeremy Jeffress, everyone. It's going to have to work a lot. I could probably scoot this over. There we go. That's probably a little bit better. They're probably going to go to that bullpen. Will it be able to stop the bats of, what are the names? Rendon, Juan Soto has been tearing it up. Are they going to be stop those potent bats? I think Scherzer pitches a gem, especially at home. I like the Nationals' chances. Without Yelich, I don't think the Brewers win. Now, I know they've been playing well without Yelich. I feel like in a one-game win or go-home scenario, you need your best players to show up, and Yelich won't even be at the field. So, he'll probably be in the dugout, but you know what I mean. I think the Nationals have this series won. Next, my A's and the Rays. I think both teams will probably be going with an opener / bullpen sort of pitching strategy. I know the A's are probably definitely going to use an opener. I'm not sure if the Rays will. They might have Morton start and just have that be his game. And they might go with Yarbrough for an inning or two. Yarborough's been like a starter, and then he was a bullpen pitcher, then he was an opener, and then he was back to a starter. Yarborough's a very valuable relief pitcher that you will probably see in this wildcard game. So, the bats, I mean, you've got guys like Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, what's his name? Marcus Semien has been picking it up recently for the A's. Guys like, what's his name? I'm trying to remember all these A's players. The A's are a very good lineup. Like, Jurickson Profar is good. Chris Davis could maybe turn it up. It's going to be at Oakland, huge home field advantage. That crowd will show up. The Rays, both of these teams, I think, are great small market teams that are fun to watch. It's really fun watching the A's. It's fun to watch the Rays as well, too. Rays, they've got some good guys they can use. I mean, I think that the bullpens are about even. The A's, there is one problem for the A's. They did lose bullpen pitcher Lou Trevino. He cracked a rib falling in the shower, I believe. So, I don't know. But I think the A's get this win at home. I think okay, I'm going to predict the final score. For this game, I think it will be 3-1. Max Scherzer pitches a gem, and Rendon hits like a 2-run home run or something. I think this game will be 3-2. Matt Olson hits a walk-off home run in the ninth inning. Also, I feel like Ramon Laureano's defensive prowess will maybe save them a few runs. He's a stellar defender. And in a game like this where all runs are crucial, you're going to need a guy like that, really good in the outfield. And Laureano also has a very good bat. Love Ramon Laureano. He's one of my favorite players. Next, we have Washington and the Dodgers. Now, my friend's a Dodgers fan, Tyler. We like to make fun of him when the Dodgers lose. Game 1 starters would probably be, since they used Scherzer in the wildcard game, we'll go with Strasburg Ryu. I think Strasburg wins that there. Actually, no. Ryu wins that there. So 1-0 Dodgers. Then you would have probably Patrick Corbin against Walker Buehler. I give that to Buehler. 2-0 Dodgers. But at home, I think the Nationals steal both games. I think Scherzer will come back for one, and then they'll have, I don't even know who their fourth starter is. I think that this game will go 5, and I think the Nats will have the lead in Game 5. However, we know this is the Nationals. I think they collapse at the end. I think the Dodgers win Game 5 by 1 run. This is a tight series. I wanted to take the Nationals, but with their history, not even getting past the DS, I got to go with the Dodgers. They've been really good all year, one of the best teams in the NL. Next, we have St. Louis and Atlanta. This will be a fun series. Not for me as a Cubs fan. I'd go Braves. But I think there's a lot of potential here. Probably going to go 5 games. I mean, the Cardinals have looked so hot down the stretch. Goldschmidt's been turning it up. Jose Martinez is a solid bat. Matt Carpenter has been playing well. Everything has been coming together for them. Jack Flaherty has been looking like a dark horse Cy Young candidate. Over the last month, he's been very, very good. The bullpen, Andrew Miller has locked it down. But, I mean, the Braves, you've got Freddie Freeman, strong left-handed hitter. Ronald Acuna, Ozzie Albies a clutch switch hitting option. They have plenty of guys they can go to. Mike Fulton-Wevich has been looking like a very solid pitcher. Same. But the Braves don't really have that good starting pitching, and their bullpen isn't that good. I mean, Shane Green, they got at the deadline, but I don't know. I'm going to go with the Braves. I think this series goes 5. I think it is an absolute bloodbath. However, I do think the Braves pull this one out at home at the end of this series. A's and Astros. Now, the A's, I think they've won like 9 of their last 10 or something absurd like that against the Astros. And that's crazy. I mean, I almost was tempted to take the A's, but I'll tell you why I'm taking the Astros. You need starting pitching to win in a series. A wild card game, you can get away with maybe using an opener. It didn't work last year against the Yankees, but you can get away with doing that. It's not really meant for longevity over a long series. And I think this will be a long series. I think this will go 4 or 5 games. I don't think the Astros are just going to sweep. They might think, oh, the A's have all the momentum going. They've won so many against the Astros. You got to remember when the Colts went up against the Chiefs in the wild card game. People were picking the Colts to win like the Super Bowl. Like, they were that hot. But you got to remember, each game is a new one. And I just think the Astros pull this out with that two-headed monster, Cole and Verlander. I think they suffocate the A's in games 1 and 2. I think the A's can come back with maybe some wins in games 3 and 4. But I think ultimately going back to Houston having to face either Cole or Verlander, I don't think it'll look good for the A's. But this will be an exciting series. Go A's. I think they will have a chance to win. Minnesota and New York. Minnesota has been an exciting and fun team to watch over this last year. I mean, they've had so many people step up. Mitch Garver, Max Kepler, Jorge Polanco. I mean, they have had, and like Jake Odorizzi has pitched well. Jose Barrios has pitched well. They have looked like a very good team this past year. Nelson Cruz also, I forgot to mention him. But the Yankees, they started this year with so many people hurt, but guys like Gio Urshela have stepped up. Guys like, Mike Tauchman has played well. Guys like Luke Voigt has played well. And you obviously still have your Judges, your Stantons, and everyone that's really good. I think that the Twins starting pitching is very underrated. I think Odorizzi and Barrios are very solid pitchers that are going to be very valuable in this series, especially in the 2 games in New York that they will most likely be pitching. I think that, we know the Yankees bullpen is great. They've got Ottavino, they've got Betances, they've got Chapman, they have everyone. The Twins, they got Taylor Rogers in the bullpen. He can maybe lock down some innings. I think that not a lot of people are going to give the Twins a lot of credit in this series, and I think they will hold their own against the Yankees. And I'm going to go so far as to say they win this series. I think it's going to come down to two people, Jose Barrios and Jake Odorizzi. Will they lock up in New York? If they do, and if they could steal one or maybe both of those games, watch out for the Twins. It's not like the Yankees are miles ahead. You know how many games separated the home field advantage? Like how many games above the Twins the Yankees are? 2 games. I don't know if you guys remember that one game that won like 14 innings, and it's like Aaron Hicks or someone made like a diving catch at the end. It was like 12-14. That's what we could expect from this series. I'm very excited to watch Twins Yankees. And I don't know if you guys remember a wildcard game a few years ago. Twins were even up 3-0 till Didi Gregorius said hello, 3-run home run, and then it was all downhill from there. I like the Twins. I think they get this win. That's like my upset. That's my upset special for this bracket. Now we go to Dodgers-Braves. Dodgers won this series last year in the DS, won 3-1. I think the Braves will remember that. Now, I think if the Braves could steal one game in Los Angeles, they will have a very, very, and I mean very, good chance to win this series. Because you're coming back home. The tomahawk chop's going to be in full force. 3 games at home to really put a stranglehold on this series. If the Braves could steal one game in LA, I think they will win this series. And I think they get it done. The Braves have such good hitting, man. And I don't know. The Dodgers don't strike me as the team they were last year. I don't think their pitching is as good. The bullpen is, that's been terrible. Not as bad as the Cubs bullpen, because that's a whole other monster. But I do think the Braves, they intrigue me this year. I really like the play of Acuna, Freeman, Albies has been solid. They have so many guys, 1 through 9, that can just hit you. And the Dodgers have that too. They've got, obviously, the MVP Bellinger. And yes, he is the MVP. Come at me in the comments if you disagree. They've got guys like Will Smith has stepped up. They still got Justin Turner. They still have what's his name? I'm just having a brain cramp here. I think that I think the Braves come out of this because I think they just put a stranglehold on the Dodgers at home if they steal one game. I like Fulton Awevich. He's been pitching well. Dodgers lit him up last year, but I think he's a different pitcher now. I think the Braves win this series. I think it goes 7. I think it goes a bloodbath. But I do think the Braves can get some solid pitching. That'll be all they need. That's their only question, the pitching. Now, Astros Twins. And the Astros have just had so many lethal weapons. It's like, okay, last year they had Springer, Altuve, Bregman, everyone. Just stepping up. This year, it's new guys like Yordan Alvarez, the rookie. He's been amazing, by the way. My pick for AL Rookie of the Year, by the way. He's been a monster. It's the new guys. Yordan Alvarez reminds me of Alex Bregman 2 years ago, the rookie that just made the huge impact in that series. They've been wonderful this entire year. Cole and everyone's doing fine. The bullpen is decent. They got Osuna, who's pretty good to lock down some innings. I think that, you see, the same thing applies to the Twins as the Braves. They could steal one in Houston. I think this series will go to the Twins. I don't see that happening, though. I like the Astros. They've just been dominant this entire year. They were my preseason pick to win it all. Like, at the beginning of the year, I'm like, I think the Astros will win the World Series. And that has proven to be so far true. Now we have Braves-Astros. Now, both of these teams have stellar bats. But their bullpens aren't, they're not great. So, if we go by lineups are close. I give the advantage to Houston barely. Bullpens are decent. I give the advantage. No advantage there. That's neutral. Starting pitching, the Astros have a huge advantage in the starting pitching. I'm telling you, if the Astros want to make it to the World Series through this tough AL, it's going to go through Verlander and Cole. They are going to have to get through some tough lineups, and they have the pitches to do so. I don't see these big, bad pitchers from the Braves. I don't see the pitching longevity. I think that they're going to have to rely on their bats a lot. And I'll tell you, pitching wins World Series. The Cubs had really good pitching when they won the World Series. Lester, Hendricks, everyone pitched well. The Astros in 17 had Charlie Morton, who's now a stud on the Twins. They still had Verlander. They still had Cole. They had someone else. I'm forgetting. Lance McCullers was good. The Red Sox last year, they had Chris Sale. They had David Price. They had Nady Eovaldi, who's pretty good. Pitching wins World Series, and that's why I think the Astros will win this World Series. They have the perfect mix of bats and pitching and a decent bullpen to go with them. I think the Astros will be your 2019 World Series champions. But obviously, I'm rooting for the A's. Let's go, Moneyball Crew. But thank you guys for watching. Comment below your bracket picks. I'm curious to see what you guys are thinking. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.